Varenka, my darling, my precious, you are being carried off. You are going. They had better have torn the heart out of my breast than to take you from me. How could you do it? Here you are weeping and going away. Here I have just had a letter from you, all smudged with tears. So you don't want to go. So you are being taken away by force. So you are sorry for me. So you love me. And with whom will you be now? Your little heart will be sad, sick, and cold out there. It will be sapped by misery, torn by grief. You will die out there. They will put you in the damp earth. There will be no one to weep for you out there. Mr. Bikov will always be coursing hares. Oh, my darling, what have you brought yourself to? How could you make up your mind to such a step? What have you done? What have you done? What have you done to yourself? They'll drive you to your grave out there. They will be the death of you, my angel. You know you are as weak as a little feather, my own. And where was I, old fool? Where were my eyes? I saw the child did not know what she was doing. The child was simply in a fever. I ought simply... But no, fool, I thought nothing and saw nothing, as though that were the right thing, as though it had nothing to do with me, and went running after frills and flounces, too. No, Varenka, I shall get up. Tomorrow, maybe, I shall be better, and then I shall get up. I'll throw myself under the wheels, my precious. I won't let you go away. Oh, no, how can it be? By what right is it all done? I will go with you. I will run after your carriage if you won't take me. I will run my hardest as long as there is a breath left in my body. And do you know what it is like where you are going, my darling? Maybe you don't know. If so, ask me. There it is, the steppe, my own, the steppe, the bare steppe. Why, it is as bare as my hand. There are hard-hearted peasant women and uneducated drunken peasants. There the leaves are falling off the trees now. There it is cold and rainy, and you are going there. Well, Mr. Bikov has something to do there. He will be with his hares. But what about you? Do you want to be a grand country lady, Varenka? But, my little cherub, you should just look at yourself. Do you look like a grand country lady? Why, how can such a thing be, Varenka? To whom am I going to write letters, my darling? Yes, you must take that into consideration, my darling. You must ask yourself, to whom is he going to write letters? Whom am I to call my darling? Whom am I to call by that loving name? Where am I to find you afterwards, my angel? I shall die, Varenka. I shall certainly die. My heart will never survive such a calamity. I loved you like God's sunshine. I loved you like my own daughter. I loved everything in you, my darling, my own. And I lived only for you. I worked and copied papers, and walked and went about, and put my thoughts down on paper, in friendly letters, all because you, my precious, were living here opposite, close by. Perhaps you did not know it, but that was how it was. Yes, listen, Varenka. You only think, my sweet darling, how is it possible that you should go away from us? You can't go away, my own. It is impossible. It's simply, utterly impossible. Why, it's raining. You are delicate. You will catch cold. Your carriage will be wet through. It will certainly get wet through. It won't get beyond the city gates before it will break down. It will break down on purpose. They make these carriages in Petersburg so badly. I know all those carriage-makers. They are only fit to turn out a little model, a plaything, not anything solid. I'll take my oath they won't build it solid. I'll throw myself on my knees before Mr. Bikov. I will explain it to him. I will explain everything. And you, my precious, explain to him. Make him see reason. Tell him that you will stay and that you cannot go away. Ah, why didn't he marry a shopkeeper's daughter in Moscow? He might just as well have married her. The shopkeeper's daughter would have suited him much better. She would have suited him much better. I know why. And I should have kept you here. What is he to you, my darling? What is Bikov? How has he suddenly become so dear to you? Perhaps it's because he is always buying you frills and flounces. But what are frills and flounces? What good are frills and flounces? Why, it is nonsense, Varenka. Here it is a question of a man's life. And you know a frill's a rag. It's a rag, Varenka. A frill is... Why, I shall buy you frills myself. That's all the reward I get. I shall buy them for you, my darling. I know a shop. That's all the reward you let me hope for, my cherub Varenka. Oh, Lord, Lord! So you are really going to the steppes with Mr. Bekoff, going away never to return? Ah, my darling! No, you must write to me again. You must write another letter about everything. And when you go away, you must write to me from there, or else, my heavenly angel, this will be the last letter, and you know that this cannot be the last letter. Why, how can it be, so suddenly, actually the last? Oh, no, I shall write, and you will write. Besides, I am acquiring a literary style. Oh, my own, what does style matter now? I don't know now what I am writing. I don't know at all. I don't know, and I don't read it over, and I don't improve the style. I write, only to go on writing to you. My darling, my own, my Varenka. This concludes the novel Poor Folk by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I will be appending one final video to this compilation with some concluding thoughts on the book. You are welcome to join me there. Otherwise, thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this Let's Read experience.